Regular viewers to my channel don't need to be reminded that the left are generally insane. Well, the modern lefties at least. Old school lefties, you could reason with them, you could kind of understand where they're coming from. In rare cases, you could agree with them and their point of view. Old school lefties don't try and get people cancelled, and they don't wear nappies and cry when something offends them. But there's a type of modern lefty now, which is, I find them really disagreeable. And also, they're quite despicable. You can't reason with them, and you can't engage in a mature discourse with them about anything. These people are insane. They are literally trying to cancel everything and everyone that they find disagreeable. So from patriotic and conservative YouTubers to the letter Z, because the letter Z was used on Russian vehicles during the Ukraine invasion. Yes, they're trying to cancel the letter Z. To women, they're trying to cancel women because the trans lobby now are so powerful and so feared that prominent members of society and the authority politicians are too scared to define a woman when asked, and they literally shit their pants. Well, I define a woman as the little kid in the film Kindergarten Cop does, because he famously said, boys have a penis and girls have a vagina. Science should tell you what a woman is, but they're not allowed, from flustering Labour left-wing politicians on the telly and on the radio, to that idiotic Supreme Court candidate in the United States. They're all running scared of the trans lobby. And cancel culture is running rife right now here in the West. And the latest casualty of cancel culture is our very own Loch Ness monster. Yes, I said our very own because I consider Nessie, the famous monster that is lurking beneath the waters of Loch Ness, to be British, not just Scottish. It's a British thing. And I absolutely love the concept of the Loch Ness monster. Now, there are grumpy spoilsports out there that will tell you that the Loch Ness monster doesn't exist. And it was made up by a journalist. I think it was a Daily Mail journalist back in the 1930s. But if you look through history, she was first reported, yes, Nessie is a she, that is quite well known. And she was reported way back as the 12th century, I think, when Saint Columba was stood on the shores of Loch Ness and he saved a swimmer from being attacked by the giant underwater beastie, who said a few prayers and sent the Loch Ness monster scampering away in fear. So anyway, the SNP, the Scottish National Party, are now trying to cancel the Loch Ness monster because it's the SNP and that's what they do. That's how they roll. The Scottish National Party are insane. They are a bunch of fascists. They are zealots. And the underlying policy of this nasty party is basically anti-English and anti-British hatred. That's what they base everything on. So from next year, Scottish pupils will be taught that the Loch Ness monster is anti-Scottish because it's a legend that was a creation of the British class system that portrayed Scotland as primitive. And there was me thinking it was to bring in tourism. So they're going to be taught basically. So Scottish kids are going to be told how the Loch Ness monster reinforces negative stereotypes and ingrains a kind of bias against the Scots, and how the class structure had a role in the creation of the Loch Ness monster, and how stories surrounding the creature relate to debate on Scottish independence and even the Cold War, for heaven's sake. I have never used the term Loch Ness monster as a negative way to caricature a Scottish person. I mean, everyone loves the Loch Ness monster. Who doesn't? The Loch Ness monster is a beloved British institution. So you won't be surprised to learn that the SNP are going to be rolling this out to kids in a 17-page social studies lesson plan. The key words there are social studies. It says the material aims to help 11 to 14-year-olds recognise persuasion and bias. And we'll tell them that the monster was designed as a tourist attraction to appeal to the motoring middle classes during the Depression, so the 20s and 30s. Quite frankly, I believe this is just another move by Nicola Sturgeon, the insane leader of the SNP, to peddle nationalist, anti-British propaganda, and it's aimed at brainwashing pupils. That's what lefty socialists do. They brainwash. That's how they get their message across. Because according to them, socialism is such a good idea that it has to be mandatory. So yeah, that's basically it. The SNP are teaching kids, or they will be teaching kids, that the Loch Ness Monster is the symbol of British state control over the people of Scotland. What a load of absolute tosh. So they've cancelled the Loch Ness Monster. Next, they'll be telling us that there never was a moose loose about this hoose. And that's what I think. Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you like what I do, if you believe in free speech, then by all means you can buy me a beer. The link is down below. And that, folks, is that. So until my next video, please comment, share my stuff everywhere. Lefties hate that when you share my stuff. So we could reach out to like-minded, decent people. And believe you me, folks, there are plenty of people out there who think like we do. And that's that. So, Roger Trout.